Hey Troy, did you know that Horizon Goodwill belongs to a magic group?
Magic. I can do some tricks. I used to be a magician.
Well, not exactly. It is a pretty cool group though, and today we have a special guest, Connemara Tolson, who's going to tell us more about it. Good morning, Connemara.
Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Troy.
Good morning. Hey, can you tell us more about this group called Magic? What do the letters stand for? I know it's an acronym.
I know, isn't it a great acronym? I mean, when you work for Magic, there's got to be fun, right? Yeah, so when the group kind of more officially got started, which was about 10 years after they were unofficially started, it was a group of CEOs in Virginia and mostly the Carolinas, and they would get together. And one of the executives said, we really need a name. And a guy named Doug Bell from Greenville, South Carolina Goodwill, he came up with the name Mid-Atlantic Goodwill Industries Coalition. So then you could call it Magic.
So, what is the main purpose of magic?
Yeah. Well, it really at its core, what magic is about is an opportunity for colleagues from Goodwills in the region to get together and to share practices and develop relationships. That's kind of the basic foundation. So, colleagues in different disciplines in Goodwill, it's a great opportunity for them to get together, to share best practices and benefit locally in your local community based on those learnings from your colleagues in the region.
All right, thank you. So we know there's like 155 different Goodwills across the United States. So how many of those Goodwills belong to Magic?
So there are 17 Goodwills in Magic, and they represent 8 different states and Washington, D.C. And one interesting factoid, a new member is the Goodwill in Phoenix, which sounds very unusual because we've been talking regional. But the Goodwill in Phoenix merged with Frederick, Maryland Goodwill, the Monocacy Valley Goodwill, 2 years ago, and that is regionally contiguous to us. So they are working through, they're certainly managed from a distance, but they are members of Magic, given that they've got a regional component here in the Mid-Atlantic region.
That is so interesting. So, Connemara, how long have you been a part of Magic? And what is your favorite thing about being part of this organization?
So I've been with Magic for just over 7 years. And I worked with Goodwills in California for 23 years. In lots of different roles in the organization. So I've always had a passion for the mission of Goodwill in the Mid-Atlantic region. And when this Magic position became open, it was just like this naturally perfect fit for me. The reason I like Magic, one of the reasons, probably most significant, is we have a super wonderful national organization, Goodwill Industries International, which all 155 belong to. We get lots of great training, lots of great opportunities to engage, but it's a big group. And the thing I like is our opportunity to have a gap between what the locals are doing, what you're doing in Horizon Goodwill Industries, and that national. So kind of a place in the middle where conversations can happen on a smaller, like more hands-on, a little bit more nimble, that we can get some things done through through all of our 7 different active work groups. And it can happen in a smaller fashion and complement what you're doing locally and what's happening nationally.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very, very much for visiting with us and sharing this information. I know that the different Magic conferences that I've been to have been very helpful. We get to see how some of the other Goodwills are growing, especially getting to spend time with the Kentucky Goodwill has been phenomenal for us and our agency. So just wanted to tell you thank you. Thank you for joining us. And you know what? We'll see you all next week.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
The most recent Magic conference that HGI employees attended was held in Asheville, North Carolina. Here are some pictures from there and from some other conferences as well.